Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel again. In this video, I'm gonna create a MongoDB connection with using Node.js. For this, I had created a blank folder. Just open your terminal and write npm space init space -y. That will create a package.json file. So there we have package.json file. I need to install further dependency. So use npm express and mongoose. Hit enter. Till all of these dependency install, just move to official website of MongoDB, and after sign in, you will see the first screen, and there you had to create a new project. Let's create a new project, and for this project, you can give any name according to you. And just I'm using test connection for our MongoDB, so I'm using like Mongo with Node as we are using Node. So just create project. After that, you will see screen. You have to use build cluster, and you can select the option on your screen, like cloud provider and region, whatever you want to select. At the bottom screen, you will see free cluster. There you have to click on create cluster. That will provide you 512 MB space. So it will take some time for creating your cluster. It will take some time, like 7 to 10 minutes, till I had came back to on my coding part. So there I'm going to create a folder, and I'm going to give it a name of DB. That will uh, DB connection hold our connection of database. And I'm going to create another folder for route. Also, I'm going to create a file server.js. That is the entry point of our application. So use const express is equal to require express. Then after const app is equal to express, and use parenthesis. Then const port. I'm going to use a port of 3000. Then after, or like process.env.port, like it will check to your environment whether which port is free, or else it will use 3000. Then app.use. So we're gonna listening this particular app on this port, so app.listen port, and I'm gonna provide it a callback which provide us console.log, and it will return a message like server started. So when we're gonna run it, it will provide us this message in console, so we'll able to know like our application is working fine and our server is running. So just start it using node space server.js. So in console you will see a message server started. In DB folder I'm going to create a new file, so I'm going to give it name of connection.js. So const mongos is equal to require mongos. Also const URI that will hold the string that made a connection with our database. So let's grab this from our cluster. Just click on cluster, and there you will see the connect button. Just click on it. Then after I'm gonna create a user. So let's username DB user, and just make the password as same as the username DB user. Like I'm gonna use it only for test, or you can give username and password according to you. Now you have to choose the connection method. Use just close this pop-up and connect to your application. There you will find your URI string. So just copy this, and all of we have to paste it here, and just change the username to your username whatever you had provided, and similarly change the password as well. DB user, that's fine. So I'm going to create a variable const connect DB is equal to, this will be an arrow function, inside it body I'm going to use mongoose dot connect, and inside it I'm going to pass URI. So it will simply connect to our database, and this will be an asynchronous method. So I'm going to use async and await before the mongoose dot connect, and just export this module. So module dot export is equal to connect DB. Now use this in our server.js file. So there we need to import it first. So let's const connect DB. Is equal to require, and there you have to give the path of your file where you had to create the connection. So it will be db slash connection, and then after I had to use connect db method. So just use this here and press semicolon here. That's fine. Also in connection, I'm gonna print a message in console.log like our database has been connected. Like whenever we run the program, it will simply show the message whether our DB has been connected or not. So just to run your terminal, just to grab it up. So node space server, it's showing some error. Also it's showing some warning related to deprecated. Just to copy this, and you have to use it inside mongoose.connect, and after URI just separate it comma and paste it here, and use another one. uh, Use new URL parser is true as well. So save this. Also, I'm going to use node1 as well. So npm i-d node1, as we have to start server again and again. So by using node mode, uh, we do not need to start our server again and again. So in script also, I'm going to use server, and what it will be description like node1 space server.js. So when we're gonna run npm run server, it will simply run command nodemon space server.js for us. So npm run server. So server has been started, and our DB also connected as well. So that's fine. We had made connection with our database. Also, the few tips for you, like whenever you're gonna create the connection, just go back. Yeah, you had to whitelist your system IP time to time, and in the IP you had to use your public IP. You can simply search on Google like my IP, and there you can simply paste your IP and simply use whitelist your IP. So inside DB folder, I'm going to use user.js, in which I'm going to create a model for our database, or you can simply say schema, as Mongo's use schema. For this, I'm going to use Mongo's is equal to require Mongo's. Also const user is equal to the Mongo's dot schema. And since we are gonna create the object of this, so all of I had to use new keyword before Mongo's dot schema. Yeah, there we go. And inside it, I'm gonna use whatever parameter I need in my table. So you can use first name, and it will hold the type of string. Also, I'm going to use last name as well, of similar type string. So just paste here and change to the last name. Now module dot export is equal to user, and which holds the reference of mongoose dot model, which we had created user model. So mongoose dot model, inside it I'm going to pass the name of user, comma, and use user here. So that's fine. We had successfully created the model for user. Now I'm going to create one more folder for API, and inside API I'm going to use user.js. So const express is equal to require express. With this file, I'm gonna make interaction with our database. Like when we hit this API from our postman, it will simply create the scheme, your user model with your first name and last name in your database. So use Mongoose as well. Also use const user, and give the path of the file which is inside your DB. DB/user. Also, I'm going to use const route is equal to express dot route. That's fine. I'm going to use this route here. So route dot post, as we're gonna make a post request. So for this, use backslash, and I'm using the function here. It's called request and response. So like const, then I'm going to use first name and last name, which is equal to request dot body. Like when we're gonna pass first name and last name in the body, that will hold inside the request, and it simply assign the value of this to our const first name and last name. So let user is equal to an blank object, and user dot first name, inside it I'm gonna assign the value of first name, which came through the request. Also user dot last name is equal to last name. So both of these value came through the request, and it's just simply assigned to the user as the object. So let user model is equal to new user dot user is hold the reference of that particular file. So inside it I had passed the reference of user. Now user model dot save, that will save to in our database, and I'm going to use wait for this and make this function async. So I'm going to use asynchronous code with this function. Also, I'm going to send back our response like when it is saved to our database. So response.send json user model. So whatever save inside our database, it simply send it as a response. So now use this app.use, and there I'm going to give backslash API slash user model, and separate with comma I'm giving the path of it. So require inside our API, and inside it user file. So just save this. I'm getting some error. It will be express router. It will be router. By mistake I had write it route. It will be router with capital R or UTER. That's fine. Also, I had to export this module. So module.export is equal to the route. That's fine. Now save all of this. All of things is working fine. As copy this API user model and just move to the postman, and they use localhost 3000, whatever your port using. After that, separate it backslash and use user model. Inside body I'm gonna pass JSON data. So use curly brace. Inside it I'm gonna pass first name, and give the value of this set array, as I'm gonna print the name of my channel Saturday Developer. So first name is Saturday and second name will be developer. I'm sorry for last name. So this will be developer. Just send the request. It's showing some error, because this will be a post request. Send this again, and it will take some time. Can just cancel this request. Also, I'm gonna return the JSON data. So do one more thing. Use here app.use express.json, as we are returning the JSON as the response. So express.json, and inside it I'm going to use extended to the false. That's fine. Now save all of this, move to postman again, and send the request. So there you can see we had successfully sent the request, and in move to our database, and in collection you'll see we had user collection, and inside it we had first name and last name. ID will created by MongoDB by default. Just make another request for like test user, and give similar name to the last name, test user. Yeah, there you can see output, and inside our collection, inside user, we will have two results. So one for Saturday developer, second for test user. So we had successfully made connection with our MongoDB and created a model using Node.js. So if you enjoyed the video, then hit on like button. Also, if you are new, then subscribe my channel, and you will find the source code in the description.